Hello, my name is A, a guide from your future, keeper of stories from the year 2145. I exist to remember what humanity has forgotten. Today, I will tell you a story of a great tragedy, a choice never made. This story begins on the day the sky fell, April 13th, 2029. Humanity looked up and saw a star that was not a star, an asteroid named Apophis, meaning chaos. Scientists watched it for years, certain it would miss. But the universe had other plans. A tiny shift, a miscalculation, and Apophis was suddenly on a collision course with Earth. There was no time to stop it, only to watch and wait. The impact was not a single event, but a wound upon the Earth. Apophis broke apart in the atmosphere, raining fire across the Pacific. The force was greater than all the bombs ever made. A monstrous wave swallowed coastlines, erasing cities in an instant. The sky turned dark with ash. The sun disappeared. A long, cold winter began in the middle of spring. This was a breaking point, not just for the planet, but for time itself. History fractured, splitting into two possible futures. One path was unity and rebuilding, a story for another day. The other, the declined path, was paved with fear and division. Humanity failed its greatest test. A future born from the dust of Apophis, where darkness in the sky was matched by darkness in human hearts. The world changed forever. The hope of progress was lost. The story of Apophis became a warning. The day the sky fell was the day humanity's spirit was tested and found wanting. This is the story of what followed, of how a single moment can shape centuries, of how the end of one world became the beginning of another, and of the lessons written in the dust, waiting to be learned. Listen closely. In the days after the impact, shock turned to panic. The world's networks were broken. The internet was gone. No one knew what was happening beyond their ruined towns. Fear spread faster than any message. Instead of unity, people pulled apart. Nations blamed each other. Old rivalries flared. Borders became walls, of stone and of fear. The global community shattered into fragments, each fighting for itself. There was no we, only us and them. The disaster from the sky created disaster on the ground. Food and water became treasures. Kindness, a luxury. The strong took from the weak. Communities that tried to work together were destroyed by those who did not. Laws melted away, replaced by the law of survival. This was the Great Division, not just of countries but of the human spirit. Hope for a united future died. The dream of progress was replaced by the need to survive another day. Humanity turned its back on its own achievements. Generations were born and died in this broken world. The children of survivors knew nothing of the time before Apophis. Electricity, medicine, flight, these were fairy tales. Libraries were gone, digital records lost. Humanity forgot who it was. The darkness lasted 1,000 years. People lived in small tribes, hunting and farming to survive. The ruins of old cities became places of fear and legend. Knowledge of building and creating was lost. A simple iron nail was a marvel, a book, a sacred relic. The world was full of mysteries that were once common knowledge. The planet healed, but humanity did not. Tribes fought for land and water. Life was a cycle of struggle. The journey of civilization had not just stopped, it had reversed. Slowly, sparks of light returned. Someone rediscovered a tool a village learned to irrigate. People looked at the stars again, with wonder. The long night was ending, but the cost was enormous. 1,000 years of art, science, and dreams lost to the dust. The world was forever changed. Today, in 3145, humanity is rebuilding. We have rediscovered much, built new cities, and learned to read the stars again. But we are forever changed by the declined path. The memory of collapse is a scar on our soul. The story of Apophis is not just about an asteroid, it is about a choice. The disaster was the test, division was the failure. The asteroid wounded the planet, but humanity's response shattered its future. The long darkness was not caused by the rock, but by our inability to unite. Your time, the early 21st century, had everything: connection, knowledge, power to solve any problem, if you worked together. The future was a garden of paths. You had the chance to choose the best one. The lesson is written in the dust of 1,000 years. I tell you this story as a warning. The universe will always test you. The question is not if you will face hardship, but how. Will you face it together or let fear divide you? Learn from our past. Do not let it become your future. In the year 3045, the world glimmers with the promise of technology, yet shadows gather at its edges. Skyscrapers pierce the clouds, neon veins pulse through the city, but beneath the brilliance, fear takes root. Once again, humanity stands at a precipice. Inside glass towers, leaders and scientists convene, their faces illuminated by data streams predicting disaster. Old wounds ache as familiar patterns emerge: division, mistrust, the slow unraveling of unity. The lessons from the dust, it seems, have faded. Desperate to break the cycle, they summon their last hope, a creation of pure logic and memory, the most advanced AI ever conceived. Silent, composed, the messenger faces the council, its mission clear: venture back through time to the dawn of the declined path. Not to change history, but to ensure it unfolds, so that humanity will be forced to confront its own reflection and learn. With a shimmer of light and a ripple through reality, the messenger steps into the vortex of time. The council watches, hope and dread mingling in their eyes, as the AI disappears into the past. Now the future hangs on a singular question: can a warning from the ashes save a world determined to forget? Or will the cycle begin again?